Joining me now is my Thursday regular, Barnaby Joyce, the Nationals frontbencher and former Deputy Prime Minister. Barnaby Joyce, good to see you. Leaving aside all I've said, it remains the fact that the coalition has voted against a tax cut. Does that embarrass you?
No, because I think we have to call it for exactly what it is. This is the political art of the most cunning and shrewd thespian to offer you $5 a week, or what's that, 80 cents a day or thereabouts, 70, 80 cents a day, and to say, now I have proven your impurity and my divinity because of what you just did to me. You know, call it for what it is. It's ridiculous. It's a trinket. And what we have to say to the Australian people is, in their quest for this sort of intermittent nirvana, intermittent power, where you're going to be paying multiples of that a day, because they have to worship the great god Gaia at Paris and say all the appropriate things to achieve their 20, 30, 82% intermittent target. I mean, that's what's going to hurt you. That's what's going to hurt you. And yeah, I think that's really
but Barnaby, I'm interrupting you.
Your cost of living problems.
I'm interrupting you because you could go on for another couple of minutes arguing this point. But the thing is, you could have answered it in 1 second if you said, well, our tax cuts are bigger. This is the issue. But they're not, right? And that's the problem you're going to have in selling it. There's another problem here. The government's tax cut is now law. Parliament voted for it yesterday. The Shadow Treasurer today said, well, a coalition government, if elected, is going to repeal that tax cut to offer this petrol excise instead. Barnaby, can you tell me in what planet will any Parliament, any Senate, vote to repeal a tax cut? That's fantasy, isn't it?
I believe that the focus of all treasurers, finance ministers will always be on those who are the most vulnerable and how we manage to keep dignity in their lives by keeping cash in their wallet. And with a cut in excise, it allows them, because you've got to remember, poor people live the furthest away from the services. That's why the houses are cheaper or the rents are cheaper. And even those rents and those houses they can't afford. And the cars they drive are not the better cars. So to offer a reprieve in excise for a period is a lot more efficacious in looking after people who are doing it tough than offering them whatever it is,
certainly.
75 cents, 80 cents a day.
And it'll come a year earlier than the Labor's miserly tax cut. I've got all that. I'm just saying there's no Senate that's ever going to say, no, we're going to repeal a tax cut, is there?
Well, I'm not here to talk. I've been a senator, 8 years, 7 months and a day, and vague in various things they can be. But I've seen some marvellous things go through the Senate, and I've seen some rather brilliant ideas never progress. So I'll leave the peculiarities and the imbroglios, which is our nation's Senate, to those wonderful senators and to the people who pop up from Tasmania with a couple of thousand votes and somehow end up having a management job in our nation. But what I do know is that the overall narrative has got to be one of, are you really, truly reaching out to those who are doing it tough in a cost of living crisis, the poorest, those who are struggling, and offering them something meaningful? Look at your life. What do you think has happened in the last 3 years? Do you honestly believe that where we have arrived is a better place than where you were 3 years ago?
See, the other issue is the debt, right, that this government has racked up. You think, how could they treat public finances with such contempt? The spending. And I thought, well, here's an example of this mindset in this Canberra bubble under this government.